Well, today we just got back, yesterday we just got back from New Orleans and Georgia and New Year's Eve racing, and it was awesome and amazing. But while we were actually on our way down there, I sent a deposit on a car that I'm picking up right now, which is a 78 Malibu, slammed on some rallies, 350, aluminum heads, roller motor, turbo 400, and I'm going to pick it up now, and I'm going to raffle it off, because if I don't raffle it off, like tomorrow, I'm going to keep it forever and love it because it's so awesome. I literally am just buying this car because it's a good deal, and I can raffle it off, make some good money, so I can put money back into the CNC machine I'm buying tomorrow. I also scheduled a meeting on my way back from this place that I'm picking up the Malibu from to stop in Fort Smith, which is only 45 minutes from where I'm at in Boonville, to go to look at a Haas. I think it's a VF1. It's a used, it doesn't have the tool changer or the chip auger, which I really would like, but it's been sitting in this guy's storage for a year. It ran great. They had it on a dedicated job. They only used one bit on anyways, but it ran great when put in storage. They just got a new machine. They needed it out of their storage, so they were gonna hook it up so I could see it running, all that. They said, you know, you can basically pay us to hook it up and take it back to the shop, whatever, or you can just make an offer as is, where is. So I offered them a fifth of what they had it listed for, which honestly is probably close to what it's worth anyways, just because it doesn't have the stuff that it should have. And they accepted my offer, so I'm going to go check it out today. If it is what it's supposed to be, I'm going to pick it up tomorrow or the next day, whenever they can get a forklift over there. So I will have a Haas CNC machine now, and I'm super stoked about that. So marketplace finding to just keep on happening, but they're helping me. You know, I get one, I'm able to make a little money on it, and it helps me reinvest in the business and keep on going. So yeah, I got all the tools and stuff like that from the auction a few weeks ago. Now I'm getting a car that I can make a little money on, hopefully, and then get this machine, and hopefully this machine will make me a lot more money than I'm paying for it and not be a total bust. So the adventures continue. All right, boys, got the old Malibu home. Went by and checked out the CNC machine, which I am going to buy. I just got to figure out how to get it to my shop now. So I'm going to give this thing a wash down. I will say that the body, I won't even say the body, mainly the paint, which really the only thing that makes me say that is this piece right here, this big scratch here. The paint's a little worse for wear. It's a little worse than I thought, but overall, the motor, the trans, the rear end, everything in this thing's actually really fresh, and it's just been sitting outside for a long time. Like the headlights, taillights work, the windshield wipers work, everything works. It's just the interior is pretty tore up, so it needs door bushings, it needs some drug rugs over the seat, all cleaned up. I've got a new bezel coming from Noah Stein, and it needs a couple of the panels put back in, but all in all, this thing's super solid. Normally this is all rusted out right here, and this car is actually really solid. So it has one rear frame rail, which G-bodies are completely known for, is rusted, but other than that, the rest of the frame's super solid. The motor is just, it runs like a freaking Swiss watch, and the car just looks really, really good, man. I'm going to power wash it because it's all dirty, but I freaking love it, boys. I really don't want to get rid of it, but I'm gonna have to. So it does do burnouts. I already drove it to Dennis's shop. and it did a burnout. So the only piece of trim I can see that's missing is this bottom piece right here, which I actually used to have from the Malibus that I got rid of. So I'm gonna do some power washing. Come on. Okay, it has been a few days since I did an update video, but since then, if you remember, I went and picked up the Malibu. I'll show you here. I got the Malibu cleaned up. Already got it raffled off. I literally posted it the day after I got it, and the raffle filled up that night, like instantly. I gave the people option to get the car, $8,000. The guy that won it, Cody Keller from New York, he chose the money, so I now have a Malibu. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. I really don't need it. I really want it, but I don't need it. Not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but that's besides the point. Malibu's done for. I'm either gonna keep it and make content or sell it off. I would raffle it again, but I just don't want to saturate. I don't want to annoy people with me raffling something every other day. But like I said, besides the point, Malibu's done. I did not get the Haas, and I'll tell you why. I did some measuring when I got home, and I was figuring I might have to take the metal out, and some metal off the side, and maybe even cut a purlin to get the Haas inside the small building. And I thought I'd be able to get it through that opening here, but I could not. So then I thought I'd be able to take all this out and get it through there, and I cannot. So I know I'm gonna redo this back wall, and I need to redo it. But once I get the back wall redone, I'll have a bigger door in. I could get a Haas in here, no problem. But to spend that kind of money on a Haas right now and not be able to use it until I do spend even more money, it was kind of just gonna be a money pit, which I understand that happens. But I found another deal on a guy who had, he has a Tormach CNC 440, which I've seen a lot of Tormach stuff on Titans of CNC. There seem to be a very, very nice and very rugged machine for how small they are. The price point's a little more expensive than like a Carbide 3D HDM or something like that, but I got this guy's whole setup for less than half price of what new is. It came with a whole bunch of end mills, collets, you know, everything you need to run it, the software, the screen. It's a homemade stand and a homemade box. I tried to paint it, but now that I got light in there, you can see that. You can see through the paint. I guess I didn't do a good enough job painting. I spent a whole day basically redoing the enclosure because it was falling apart. The machine was filthy, but that's why it was so cheap. I've got it powered up now. Everything seems to work perfect. He says it's a 2020, I think it's a 2020 or 2021 model, so it's only a couple years old. He said he only used it for actually a year, and then the business he was using it for, he shut down. So it's been sitting for a year and hasn't been powered up. So I got it powered up. Everything seems to work fine. It's already got the air mister set up on it and the automatic tool setter, which is super nice. And it's got the touch probe, which is awesome. Came with, like I said, a bunch of tooling, and a lot of these end mills that I already have from the auction are going to fit in here really nice. So I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to Google now. First, I'm going to try to fit the biggest end mill in here I can. This is only, I think, a 3/8, but I have a 1/2 inch end mill. I'm going to try to put in one of the collets, and then I'm going to take this fixturing off and put the vise on here, and then put a piece of metal in here and just try to face a piece of metal first, which I don't even have to do in Fusion or anything. This has, I forget what they call it. It has conversational software, which says that right there. But you can go here, and I believe, like I said, this is my first time messing with it, but like I can put in how big my piece is, what I want to do with it, where it's at, all that, and then it'll do it once I hit go. I don't have to set up everything on Fusion or whatever. If I'm just trying to put a flat piece in there, drill some holes and face it, I can do that right here. I don't have to draw up a whole CAD model, all that. So it'll basically, I think, create its own G code or whatever it uses to face that. I probably sound like a total noob because I am, but I am so excited to be doing this right now. Like this moment right here is really, really big for me. Seeing this setup, even though I know the cabinet's homemade, it's nothing fancy, but I got the air compressor and everything with this rig. I am just pumped because I'm learning, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I have plenty of material that I've organized over there and over here, and I've got all my carts lined up. Everything in the shop right now is a mess. I know I'm gonna organize it. My dad's coming next week, and that's pretty much our game plan. Is I'm gonna get my floating butcher block there and try to make some shelves and make a new shipping area and organize everything on these carts and power wash everything, get everything clean. But before I get everything clean and organized, I want to figure out what I'm doing with this thing, so that way I can start running a part on this and then clean. What I really want to do is start making my own ball joint spacers and the O-ring jig, the O-ring cutter, which I haven't actually finished the design for because I'm redoing it. But first things first is learning how to not screw this machine up. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna fumble my way through putting a bit in here, setting it up, Googling stuff, and try to actually machine something today. So big day for me. Like this is day. It's like the first day of the rest of my life. So you guys are here to see it. Need to get all this stuff out of our way because I'm putting a vise in here. Which, if I'm putting the vise in, I guess I'll be taking the fixture plate off, maybe. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll just use these to, if I'm just gonna face something. Do I want a vise? Because if I take this off, I'll have to move my tool setter. I have no idea what I'm doing. I guess I probably don't need the tool setter right now because that's for when I really get into this is for when I really get into making stuff, which I'll have to set all this up anyways. If I just want to cut some stuff, I'm gonna use the probe and then just put the vise in here. Probably the better option. Not the right size. Not the right size. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That ain't holding nothing. How are you held down? Okay, so there's gotta be one back here. You're coming with me.
Retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it.
Okay, so I was able to fumble my way through, basically just off reading the instruction manual. They tell you how to engrave a 2x4. So I kind of just took what they said from that and set up my own tool height, which I was able to figure out just on my own. And I did some facing of just a little piece of aluminum I have out there. So right now I'm watching I'm watching YouTube to figure out how to actually take my design for my ball joint spacer and generate the tool path and the G code to put into my machine. But check this out. This is why Fusion 360 is so awesome, because let me cancel this. I basically went from my design here. I went over, clicked manufacture. It takes me right to this. This is new, I've never been in here. And this is as far as I've got on the YouTube channel. You click setup, and then it creates this box. Well, this box is what I believe to be the aluminum stock that I'm gonna be putting in there. But under setup, it has machine, you gotta select it. And this is the coolest part about Fusion. And so it's got generic 3-axis, like if you have your own homemade little mill or whatever. But it also has so it has Autodesk, Datron, Denford, DMG, a lot of stuff I haven't even heard of, but check, I mean, it's got all the Haas machines, and it has, yeah, Hurco, Mazax, everything is in here. Tormach CNC 440. That is my machine. So I'm gonna click this, select, and now must be downloaded. Okay, download. But now I have all of my machine settings are in my computer now. So boom shakalaka. Oh no, I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'll be back. Okay, I had to go to Dennis's and steal some Wi-Fi, but I got it to where now my machine is downloaded and I've got the stock size, which is my piece of aluminum that I'm gonna have put in here, and you're just gonna have to see how cool this is. So as soon as I hit okay, that's my machine in Fusion 360. How awesome is that? That is literally the coolest thing I've ever seen. They have a CAD file of this machine, and that is my part on the machine bed. That is just the craziest thing I've ever seen. Obviously, I have a vise and all that stuff, so the I'm not sure what to do about the Z and all that, so that's to be determined, but that is awesome. All right, as of now, I believe I have everything for the top side where it needs to be. And it's only taken me like 5 hours, and I've redone it 500 times, but like I can literally do this in my sleep. Like I've learned so much in those hours, you know, I literally knew nothing before, and it's just like, you know, repetition, getting it imprinted into my brain cells. And I think I pretty much got it. So here's what I got, and I'm actually getting ready to try it after I have to go input all these tools into the machine, which I'm sure is going to take me at least an hour or so. I took a nice gouge out of my finger earlier. That was fun. But so here's what I got. This is what the finished piece is going to look like up top. But this is going to be, the first pass is going to be a facing. So this is the top of the ball joint spacer here, right here. And this is basically going to make the piece flat. And then we're going to machine down and inside with this bad boy right here. And then we're going to machine down the outside with the big bad boy right there. And then we're going to switch to the 1/4 inch end mill and bore those holes. And then we're gonna finish the outside with the smaller end mill, finish the inside with the smaller end mill, finish the top with the smaller end mill. And that's that. You can actually see the whole deal go down right here. It's gonna face it. Let me see if I can drag it and make it faster. It's gonna face it, and then face it again, and then we're gonna go to the outside, the inside, do that bad boy, and then we're gonna change tools, drill the holes, finish the outsides and the top, and we will have half of a machine ball joint spacer. So this right here for me to do in a day is literally leaps and bounds, and it's one of those things where I posted today, this right here, this machining and, you know, tool paths, stuff like that, is one of those things. Like even just having that machine, it's just like having these buildings. It's something that to me seems so far out of reach and so just intergalactic to me that I couldn't ever do. You know, I've always believed in myself, but like this stuff right here, this just seems like Chinese to me, you know, but you can literally do anything you put your mind to. So this took me, you know, I've talked to people that can, you know, tell me, you know, obviously Alex and Dennis and Brad from Tin Soldiers, they all teach me things, but it's hard to grasp the concept and, you know, make something stick when you don't really understand what they're saying. You know, they can tell you stuff, but now I'll actually understand it. So I'm really excited to get this started. Literally all you had to do was, I went up here and get off, exit this, but you hit this little G2, G1 thing right there. It posts the process, save it to the folder, saved it, went to my folder, dragged and dropped it on my SD card, put my SD card in this little, I got my little SD card and a little adapter there, You just put it in there. I brought it over here. I went to this file thing. I clicked there, and then I hit copy, and then I hit load G code, and then it took me here. And that's all the tool paths. It's gonna face it, and then spinning around, and then do a whoop-de-doo, and do a bunch of cutting. So now I'm gonna set the tools up, zero reference all this stuff that has to be done, and try to remember what I'm doing there. And then we're gonna try to cut. Come on. All right, so after the past few days, I have stood at that machine for about 11 hours. And I've learned a lot, actually. And I have come up with one brilliant looking piece. But this piece took me an hour to make. So I am cutting down my stock. Basically, I'm making the piece that it makes this out of, I'm taking the width of it and making it smaller, the length of it, making it smaller, so that way there's less to machine. And I'm also going to change around some of the machining parameters to try to machine faster. I've been finding the limits. Let me tell you, the limits of the machine with the bit size, the feed rate, feeds and speeds. That's everybody always preaches feeds and speeds are everything, and wouldn't you know it, they're right. So I have got, I'll show you what I've got here on my laptop to show you that, you know, all the the tool paths, all that. And basically I was just trying to cut a little piece out of way too big of a piece, and that takes way too long, and it's harder on your tools and your machine, and it just sucks. So I'm going to take it down because to get that finish, I've tried a couple different bits, and really just trying to figure out how to make it as nice as possible, as quick as possible. So I'm changing some things up, and I'm going to, basically I'm just trying to get this thing down to where I can have this machine running and then go work in the shop. That way it's making parts while I'm working, so I could double dip. But I don't even know where to even start to tell you guys how much I've learned in the past 3 days. My brain is like, I would say my brain's fried, but that's not it. My brain, like, it feels stronger. I've learned so much that I understand so much more now. You know, the tool paths, the design, all that stuff was very intimidating to me at first, and now it's not as intimidating. There's still, I mean, I'm not even scratching the surface of what I need to know, but I know enough now to make parts. So I'm super happy, and I'm having a lot of fun. Like, I'm really enjoying this. The days are flying by. Like, I mean, before I know it, it's 8 p.m. and then before I know it, it's 2 a.m. and it's just, I come here, I get going, I forget to eat breakfast, and then before I know it, it's 3 p.m. and I haven't ate lunch. So I know I can miss a few meals. It's not gonna hurt me, but I'm having a lot of fun, man. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm trying to take it as serious as possible and not screw anything up or hurt myself, and learn in the process and have some fun. So I'm gonna work on getting this cut time down, but as you see it, I'll show you the machine. Alex came over the other night and helped me because I started to cut my first part and just had everything all wrong. But look at all these chips. I mean, that's how much I've been cutting. That piece that you see in there, I believe is, so here's one that I screwed up right there. See that? That's a screw up. Here's the one that I thought was gonna be my first finished piece, but I hit reset and it went right through the middle of it, so screwed that one up. And then the very first one we tried to do is over there in the saw. I used too long of a bit, and when it was trying to do these outside edges, it chattered really bad and they look like crap. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces basically. It's taken me 4 pieces and I think 3-4 days to get where I'm at now. But like I said, I've learned a lot, and I think I've got it somewhat close to having a program that I can run without watching it the whole time. Will I say having a good program or the best program? No. But it's all made by me. This part was cut 100% in my shop by me with a file, you know, a part that I designed and a tool path that I made. And it's just very satisfying to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There'll be plenty more to come, but for now I have a shop that is just freaking obliterated and just, I mean, packed with tools and parts and stuff that needs organized, and a shop full of cars over there that needs worked on. So I'm gonna get back to work so I can try to get this thing going and then have it working while I'm working, and I'll keep making videos.